Welcome to The Terrible Take, a daily segment telling Steeler Nation what's on our minds. I'm Melanie Friedlander. After drafting quarterback Kenny Pickett with the 20th overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, head coach Mike Tomlin stated that Pickett is ready to play at the next level, and he will have the opportunity to compete for the starting role. When training camp opens, the Steelers will likely have 4 quarterbacks on their roster, as is their norm, with the top 3 fighting for the role of starter. That begs the obvious question: who will be the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers in Week 1? Let's start with the easy elimination. It clearly won't be 7th-round pick South Dakota State's Chris Oladokun, who will be working to earn just a roster spot. I'm fairly sure it won't be Mason Rudolph, who is more likely to be traded to another team than start for the Steelers. That leaves newly signed free agent Mitch Trubisky and rookie Kenny Pickett for the training camp battle. In a way, the two players are quite similar. Trubisky is a former first-round pick who started only 13 games for the Tar Heels but had a tremendous season, passing for 3,700 yards with 30 touchdowns and only 6 interceptions. Starting 13 games in his final year, Pickett completed about 4,300 yards for 42 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. Trubisky got his first start as a rookie in Week 5 for the Chicago Bears. He replaced veteran Mike Glennon, who had led the team to a shaky 1-3 start. It was a tough season for Trubisky, who started 12 games, threw 7 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, and finished with a QBR of 32. And this was after an impressive training camp where he clearly outplayed Glennon. Although the team limited his passing attempts in early games, he was throwing over 30 times per game by his 4th week. He finished his rookie campaign with a completion rate of just over 59%. To be fair, he improved significantly in his second season, and by all accounts, learned a lot sitting behind Josh Allen in Buffalo last year, but we really don't have much to judge that by. He played very few snaps last season. So what if Kenny Pickett balls out in the preseason? Will Tomlin set him loose in Week 1 or follow the example of so many other teams, including the Steelers back in 2004, and have the rookie sit behind the veteran for at least a few weeks? NFL analysts are an unforgiving bunch, and Steelers fans are even more critical. Pickett will no doubt be under the microscope, and if he gets named the starter from day 1, any mistake will be judged and rehashed endlessly, which is tough on a rookie in the spotlight. Then again, Tomlin is famous for saying he doesn't live in his fears. He has started other rookies in Week 1, and while a quarterback has more challenges than a tight end, I would guess that he looks at it the same way when making his decisions. Put the players on the field who give you the best chance to win. You could argue that a bad start could be a huge hit psychologically for the young quarterback and potentially have a negative impact on his development. But if you look at recent NFL quarterbacks, that hasn't been the case. Talent and football IQ determines long-term success, not the stats from the first game played. It's safe to say Trubisky's experience provides him with an advantage. I expect that he will have a faster learning curve with a new NFL offensive playbook and a greater ability to read NFL defenses that give him the edge early on. And while publicly Tomlin will claim full confidence in Pickett, he won't want his young quarterback to struggle early on, especially if Week 1 is a road game in Baltimore. It's going to be a good fight, and I, for one, can't wait. Each quarterback brings qualities that could win the chance to be under center when the season opens. While Kenny Pickett should get a chance to start in 2022, I expect Mitch Trubisky to lead the Steelers onto the field when the regular season opens. Thanks for listening. You can follow me on Twitter @GirlSurgeon. Check out The Terrible Take every day at 5 p.m. You can follow us on SteelersDepot.com and check out The Terrible Podcast with Dave Bryan and Alex Kozora every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.